Hey everyone, Roblox Dev here, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of this simulator series. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is point our camera upwards, go to Starter GUI and hit plus, then insert a screen GUI and rename it to Stats. Then in there, hit plus and insert a text label. And this text label, you can put it somewhere on the left side of the screen, just like that, or anywhere you like. Then rename the text label to strength, and then you can change the background color to anything you'd like. I'm just going to use this blue. Then what I'm going to do, we can also change the border size pixel, but it won't matter in a second. So now you can go over to text and you can change the font. For me, I'm just going to make it Gotham black. And I'm going to change the text color. I'm going to make it white. And then I'm also going to set the text to scaled. And then from there, I can change my text to say strength. This won't matter though because the script is going to change it for us. So once you're done that, inside this, you can insert a UI corner. And then in this UI corner, you could change the radius to anything you'd like. I'm going to be using 5. So once you're done that, in here you can insert a local script and you could change it to something. For example, I'm going to name it add strength. And in here, what I'm going to do is do while wait do enter. And actually at the top, we can just quickly write local plr equals game dot players dot local player. And inside this loop here, what we can type is script.parent.text equals plr :wait capital W :wait for child, and in these two brackets, speech marks and leader stats, just like that. And then colon find first child, 2 brackets, speech marks, strength, and outside the bracket, dot value with a capital V. And right over here, beside the equal, 2 speech marks, and then you can put an emoji of your choice. I'm going to put the strength one, and then I'm going to do space, colon, space, and after the second speech mark, I'm going to type dot dot. And now there should be no more errors, and you can go ahead and close off that script. So if you want real quick, you could try the script out, and you'll see that it showcases how much strength you have. So every time I click, I'll gain strength, and it shows me. So now I'm going to hit stop, and then, what I'm going to do is click on the strength text label, press Ctrl D on my keyboard to duplicate it, and then drag it down. And in here, I'm going to double click to change text. Unless I can't do that anymore, my bad. So I'm going to go down here and change the name of it to cash. Scroll down and change the text to cash so we know what it's for when we are scripting. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead, open the script. You can also change the script name to add cash. Or it should be show cash, but I did add cash and add strength, so it is what it is. What I'm going to do is inside the add cash script, I'm going to change the emoji to a money one, just like that. And then in this find first child area, I'm going to type in cash, just like that. And remember, when you're using find first child like this, when we do cash or when we do leaderstats.cash, whatever we write here, like strength, these three have to be the same. But when we're doing dot cash, we're looking for this one, whatever you set the name to. So if I make cash now named to this, and I hit play, we're gonna get a few errors, and it's not gonna do this. But as you can see now, it's named that. So what I'd have to do is go in here and change this to that. So that basically this right here, the name is what you change. So once you're done that, you can go ahead and close off that script, close the label and close stats. And then from there, you can go back down to the workspace, hit plus, and insert a part. Now we're going to be creating the cell part. So we can just make it nice and big like this, a little smaller, and then you can customize it to any way you'd like. So I'm just going to make it a little bit transparent, and I can change the material to like neon. So now it's a little bit transparent as well. Maybe like 7. 9 is too much, so let's just go 4. And now with this part, we're gonna make sure that the anchored property is true, can collide is true, can touch is especially true. And then what we're gonna do is rename our part to cell part and insert a script. The script, we're gonna name it cell script. Sorry if there's any background noise, by the way. So anyways, inside this script, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do local part equals script dot parent, and then we're gonna do part dot touched colon connect function just like this. Get rid of that bracket, add two of our own, and type in a hit. Then we're gonna do enter, create a few spaces, and we're gonna do local h equals hit dot parent colon find first child of class, two brackets, speech marks, and we're gonna type in humanoid. It should come up right here. Then we're gonna go to the end, hit enter, and we're gonna type if h then enter. And one more thing, in here, local human equals, actually we won't need to do that. So now what we're gonna do is local plr equals game dot players colon get player from character, and we're gonna do hit dot parent, or actually not hit dot parent, it won't matter here, but we're just gonna do h dot parent. It's the same thing because we get inside the if statement if it's only a player that touched it. I hope that makes sense. So now what we're gonna do is do local leader stats equals plr colon wait for child leader stats. Then we're gonna do local money equals leader stats colon find first child, two brackets, and in here you can type whatever your money name was. So for me it's cash, and then you can type local, I'm not sure what to put here, so I'm just gonna put strength instead, and we're gonna do leader stats colon find first child, two brackets, and we're gonna type in strength. And now in here what we're gonna do is local, not local, my bad, we're gonna do money dot value equals strength dot, well it should equal money dot value plus strength dot value star 1. Remember the 1 will change soon, but right now we're just going to keep it star 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do strength dot value equals 0. Or what we can do is instead of 0 we can also do strength dot value equals strength dot value, actually never mind, that's a bit complicated. Let's just do 0. So now once you're done that script, go ahead and close it off. And I'm just going to open my output here, you don't have to. I'm going to go clear it off, hit play, and we'll see if there's any errors. But right now it looks like there are none. So let's get some strength. I have 2 strength, so I should get 2 cash when I touch it. I got 2 cash. And as you can see, every time I touch this part, I get 1 cash. I don't get any cash though if I don't have strength, but If I get strength and I touch the part, there you go. So there is your sell part. Now you can hit the stop button. Now in the video description below, you'll see a plugins area. You should download the auto scale light plugin. And with that, what we're gonna do is click add constraints. Well, not yet. We're gonna click unit conversion, and you should get a little window that looks like this. Now what you're gonna do is go to starter GUI, stats, and strength. So let me show you right now. This GUI, if I go like this, as you can see, nothing really happened to it. And if I just quickly open up the output and I move the output up, as you can see, the GUI gets all like crumbled. So players on mobile, they're gonna have a really hard time. So we're just gonna fix that by clicking on the GUI. Then what we're gonna do is click scale, and scale for position and size. Then go back to plugins and click on add constraint. Then we're gonna go to the cache thing, the cache text label, and click scale for both of these. Go back to plugins and click add constraint. Then we can go ahead and close off the starter GUI, close off the unit conversion window, and then if we quickly open up the output again and we drag it up, as you can see, the GUI is like scaled now, so that should help a lot. So the next thing we're going to be doing is creating a coin. So right here inside your workspace, hit plus and insert a folder, and this folder you can rename it to coins, and inside the coins folder insert a part, and this part, what we're going to do is go to its properties, go down to shape, and we're going to change it to a cylinder. So now we're going to click on it, model, scale, and we're just going to make it look like a coin, a proper coin, just like that. That's a little bit big though. Let's go a little bit smaller. And there we go. So you can go over here to the, actually never mind that. So this coin right here, if you go over to the, one second, let me just find it. There should be a size property right here. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna drag and you're gonna look at the size property and the number that's changing. So for me, it's this one. I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna make it 0.1, just like that. So now we should have a super thin coin looking shape. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. And then what you can do is change the brick color to a nice yellow, so it looks like a coin. Turn off cast shadow. Now here we need to turn on anchored, turn off can collide, and leave the rest. So this part you can rename it to coin, and then hit plus, insert your script, and this one can be called coin script. And in here what you can do is do local coin equals script.parent, and then I'm actually going to go over to the cell part and we're going to copy a little bit of this. So we're going to copy from line 3 here all the way to line 7. Close that script off, paste, and I'm just going to change this to coin. So coin.touched. And after here I need to insert an end, and then I need to insert another end with a bracket on it. So now I'm done copying the code. What I'm gonna do is actually go back to it and we're gonna copy a little bit more of the code. So these 3 lines over here would help us a lot. So for the final time, go ahead and close that script off, paste it in, and now what we can do is we can do money dot value equals money dot value plus 3, or however much you want the coin to give you. So I'm going to do 2. And what we can do is when it's touched, what should happen to the coin is it should go invisible or a little bit more transparent until someone comes back, or until the coin's able to be collected again. So what we can do is coin dot transparency equals 0.8, and then we can do wait however much you want to wait before the coin's available again. So I'm just gonna do, for video purposes, 4 seconds, and then coin.transparency equals 0. And we also need to go over here and change coin.canTouch equals, it should equal to false. And then over here we should change coin.canTouch to equal to true. So now we can go ahead and close that script off, and we can hit play. So once you're in, you could get a little bit of strength, you know, sell it. I have 2 cash, and if I touch the coin, I get 2 cash, it goes invisible, and after 4 seconds, it comes back. See, I can't get anything, but once the coin comes back and I touch it, I get 2 more. So I hope this video really helped you guys, and be sure to be tuned in for part 3 of how to make a simulator. And if you want any of the scripts, just join the Discord server, which is discord.gg/robloxdev. If you're watching this far into the future and it's not that, and it's not working, obviously just go to the description and you'll find it there. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!